All right, so here at Hollywood Unlocked, we support a lot of black brands because I'm a black brand and a black business owner. And today, Esther Egbu is here. Now, I'm surprised. Okay, now I know you're from Texas, but I saw
Yeah,
the last name. I've heard the swag already.
yeah,
You're from the motherland.
yes.
You're from Nigeria.
Of course, I'm
Okay.
from Nigeria.
No, so y'all got all the money. Look, every time I'm
Ah,
online, every I have a lot of fans in Nigeria who actually know me, which is the craziest thing because I've never been to
oh,
Africa.
we're trying. We're trying. We love you, by the way. We love you here in the U.S. We love you back home. We love you everywhere. We think you're awesome. We think you're exceptional at what you do,
Thank you.
and we just support you any way we
Thank you.
can.
Well, the energy you brought in the room, which we didn't capture on the camera, if I could just have that follow me around every day, I think I would have better self-esteem.
I'm glad you think that. I'm glad you think that. We support you. We think you're doing a great job, and we want you to continue doing what you're doing.
Thank you. All right, so people can see you're really fly. You are dressed very nice. So is fashion like something you're passionate about?
Yes, I've been passionate about fashion growing up. Growing up, I think my mom kind of set me on that road. She always dressed me up with all the pretty bows and ribbons and lacy socks and everything. Going to school was almost partly like a fashion parade, and I was always so well dressed that. Other than academic certificates and accomplishments, they created a certificate for me, like best dressed pupil in class. So I think my mom set me on that road. So I just grew up knowing I gotta be well dressed. I gotta, put myself together. So I would say fashion has always been in my DNA somehow.
And did that help build confidence? Because I know, like, as I've lost weight recently and I can wear different types of clothes, it does give me a different pep in my
Yes,
step, you know?
of course. It helps to build confidence. And I can certainly say that when you look good, you feel good. There's something about not looking good. And it's not just the weight, just not dressing well. It tells something about you. When you're not happy, you don't think about dressing well. When you're not happy with yourself, it just spills into other aspects of your life. So when you look good, you just feel good. Yeah.
I'm going through this whole thing right now where there's a big conversation around somebody who tried to take down my business as a black business owner.
I heard about it.
You know how we're all fighting to make it, and then we go through our ups and downs. You're the CEO and chair of Ebiani.
Yes.
So talk to us about what that company does and if you've had any of those challenges, maybe not like mine, but struggles as you've been building the success to where you are now.
Yeah, not exactly like yours, but I've had my own challenges as well. Well, first of all, Ebiani is African fashion company. We help people look fabulous and be unforgettable by using our shoes, our bags, our luggages, and accessories. We are able to accomplish that by using 100% original African materials and fabrics. And each item of Ebiani is a timeless piece because it is made with care and extreme precision. We only use brilliant artisans from Nigeria, Botswana, South Africa, Kenya, and Mozambique, just to mention a few. Most of the methods these artisans use have been handed down from one generation to another generation to another. It's like centuries old, and we feel like it is best to let people who do what they do best to handle it. So as a company, that's what we're committed to doing, and we've been doing it. Regarding challenges, not quite like yours, but we were really challenged with the pandemic. Okay, so we only opened shop a few months, not even up to a year before the pandemic hit.
And if you have
And
luggage and people aren't traveling,
yes,
right?
yes. So we had a lot of things planned out that we were going to roll out in 2020, but we had to put all that on hold because it wasn't viable at the time. And even though we had already committed resources, we had to just put that on hold. So we felt we were going under. We cannot make it. How are we going to make it? But one of the things we did differently was to revamp our social media presence. And that was something that helped us keep our head above water. And we didn't turn out a lot of profit in 2020, but as a business entity, just the fact that we
Are still here.
yeah, just the fact that we're still in existence, just the fact that we didn't close our doors in the pandemic, and the fact that we still have people in our payroll, I think that is the profit of 2020. And we only started seeing light at the end of the tunnel as 2021 started rolling in. Usually in Ebiani, we give guidance on a quarterly basis. And the guidance we gave in the last quarter was very strong. We had a 21% increase in revenue. We had a great free cash flow. We had a real portfolio with excellent pocket growths. And right now, I think we're in great shape. But we're still trying to stay humble, because if the pandemic taught us anything, is to save and to always prepare for any emergencies or eventualities. So we're still, keeping it, humble. And for this quarter, we expect the product mix to kick in beneficially, because we're going to be hitting on higher products. We are expecting higher margins, and the cost savings will kick in. So I'm very confident about 2022. I think we are going to deliver. I think we are going to be remarkably successful, and I think that our customers are going to be happy with the results.
Well, the reason why I asked the question is because as business owners and people out there that are wanting to support you or wanting to start their own company, we all go through pitfalls where you have those moments, whether it's what my situation was or COVID, where you're like, okay, this is it. But then you got to kick in and have that resilience and that drive to keep going, right?
Exactly. I think you, as an entrepreneur, you just have to be kind of stubbornly determined to make your idea work. Otherwise, I don't know how else you're going to make it, because
if it's optional, then you'll always have the idea that you can just abandon it.
Yeah, you can just abandon it. So you have to be stubbornly determined somehow to make it work. Because if you want to wait for a perfect situation and say you felt you have enough money, you have enough good enough customers, or the perfect environment, and you think 2022 was the right time, well, boom, the pandemic hit. What you gonna do? So you kind of have to just be stubbornly determined to make your idea work.
So Ebiani, how did you come up with that name?
Yes.
And what does it mean?
I get that a lot. People ask me that a lot. Well, first of all, like I said, I'm originally from Nigeria, and my middle name is Ebianito, spelled with an I. And people call me Ebiani. And that's a short form or nickname that is derived from the main name, Ebianito. And I have another name, Esther, which most people who don't know me, quite well call me Esther. But when we got together to form this business, after several deliberations, we kind of came down to Ebiani, because sometimes you pick a name and they say, oh, that name is already taken. You pick another name, or it's not available. So anyway, after all said and done, we decided on Ebiani. However, we also felt like if we used the letter E as the logo of the business, it would be kind of more catchy or more interesting versus using the letter I. So we borrowed the E from Esther and used it to spell Ebiani. And I think that's kind of how the name came about. But the meaning of Ebiani is amazing. Ebiani means what God has done for me, I never expected it. In other words, unexpected blessings.
Is that really what it means?
Yeah, that's what it means.
Great.
I know, that's what it means. So in a nutshell, that's the history behind the name.
Okay, so what were you doing before you launched this brand and you knew, like, okay, this is what I want to do. I'm going to go all out. I'm not going to have a plan B. This is all I'm going to do. Like, what did you do before?
I've been into nursing, nursing management. Before nursing, I've been in banking. I worked for more than a decade as investment advisor for business accounts at JP Morgan Chase Bank. I did that, and then I went into healthcare management, the directing supervisor at North Point Health for the longest time. And as much as I was working, I always had an eye for this, and I was always putting money aside. And
you were learning business,
and
you
I
were
was
learning leadership, you were learning management.
Yes, and I was learning. I was picking up skills, but also I have a family. I have children. I have a husband. So I also have those personal duties as well. So on the side, as much as I was learning on the job, I was also saving money to start the business, and I was just going gradually. And finally, the time came and we did it.
So what has been your most satisfying moment? Is it leaving, working for somebody else and following your passion and launching your own business? Has it been the experiences in the business? What's been the most satisfying?
So far, I would say two things. Just being able to launch out. The fear, or just overcoming the fear.
Oh my God, the fear is what holds you back for years.
Yes, the fear, like,
what if it doesn't work?
What if it doesn't work? What if it fails? What you gonna do? Because at least when you have a paycheck, you can rely on that. Okay, I'm getting this paycheck at the end of 2 weeks. It
provides you a level of comfort, but it's really complacency too.
Yes, exactly. So just being able to finally launch out, that's one. Just the satisfaction that, okay, I'm finally doing this. And then secondly, the pandemic hit. Just being able to survive the pandemic as well. Yeah. Those are my biggest accomplishments so far, because we really didn't think we could make it, but here we are, we did.
So when you launch a business, now Hollywood Unlocked, when I launched, okay, ironically, I worked in healthcare too before this. I worked for a union though with nurses.
Okay.
All right, so I know when I launched Hollywood Unlocked, it was my baby. So like I was not able to really delegate. Of course, you know, video editing, I can't do that.
Yes,
so I have to delegate that. But everything else, I'm still very meticulous. How good are you in delegating, or are you just a super control freak?
No, I'm very comfortable with delegation, because if you think about it, if the goal is to grow, you have to be incredibly comfortable with delegation. I think that one of the keys to running a good business is knowing exactly what you do not know and get the right people to do what they do best. You have to be able to value the services that other people provide and be willing to just pay for their expertise. So overall, I would say that I'm very comfortable with delegation.
Yeah, I mean, you guide the vision, you're involved in the vision, and then you hire the people around you to execute.
Yes, and that doesn't mean that even though what you hire somebody, an expert to do, is not your strength, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't learn about it. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't have a good idea of it. You should, because there's always the human factor, so that in case anything is going wrong, you know it's always going to fall back on you. So just in case anything is going wrong, you can kind of detect, because you know to a certain extent how that area works, so that if you see something not going quite like it should, you can step in to ask questions and make changes, or whatever you have to do. So it doesn't mean that you wouldn't have an idea of what's going on. You can, but it's always, to me, I just feel that it's always good to have the experts do what they do best.
Yeah. Well, what advice would you give to aspiring entrepreneurs who are watching you and what you're doing with Ebiani, you know, who may be working a job and have an idea of wanting to go do something, but maybe the fear of leaving it to go do that?
I would say start from where you are. I would say create your own future. I would say also be patient about the process. Start from where you are, as in while you're working, don't just leave your job. While you're working, learn management. Learn how to deal with people. Don't be a control freak. Don't be micromanaging everybody. Learn customer service. Learn how to be personable with people. It goes a long way. People are the best resource you can have. There's a saying that is your network is your network. Yeah. So it can be if you don't have a good working relationship. So I'll say learn everything you can on the job and put some savings aside for your dream. And you can also wait for the perfect time. There's no perfect time. You just have to go with the flow. Create your own future. You can't always wait for something to be handed to you. You kind of have to create a balance. Know when to leave, but don't be afraid to leave. That's why having your own savings and nest egg is very important. And when you do leave, it's not going to be easy. I'll tell you that right off the bat. We didn't expect the pandemic, so it's not going to be easy. But when you cross over, it is so worth it. Example, Hollywood Unlocked. So when you cross over, it's so worth it. So you also have to be patient about the process. It's not going to happen in a day, not going to happen in 2 days, probably not the third, but you have to be patient about the process. So I'll say start from where you are, create your own future. What you see, your vision, it might not be out there. You're the one who's seen it, so you go out and create it. You kind of have to be determined to make your idea work and be patient about the process. Sometimes it's not going to take a day.
All right, so where do people find all these amazing products that you have?
All right, you can go to ebiani.com. We ebiani.com. We also have, you can check us out in Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat. All of them. We're all over the place. So yeah,
ebiani.com. So you're mastering all the social
media?
We're
mastering it.
Isn't that a lot?
It's a lot. It's a lot.
But that's the world we live in, though, right?
That's the world we live in. I didn't think it would be such a big deal, but it is. It is. The pandemic showed me how powerful. I kind of knew it was powerful, but the pandemic really showed me how powerful social media is.
And I think any business owner who didn't learn that missed a valuable lesson, because I feel like everybody was searching for everything online. Our business tripled by 300% in revenue, just by online.
Yes, because during the pandemic, everybody was sitting at home. So if you did not have a social media presence, like how would you reach out to your customers?
Yeah, and I feel like right now, even though we're slowly coming out of it, people now are still trained to be online, shop online. Like I can tell you, I go to the grocery store, but very rare.
Yeah,
all online.
Yeah, it's getting to where even when you go to the stores, sometimes there are very few cashiers now, because most people are, like you said, doing all this shopping online. So social media is a great thing right now.
Well, congratulations on all your success. Congratulations on being fly. Shout out to your husband, who is probably not getting as much time with you as he would like. And thank you for sharing here with us. But yeah, definitely go out and support. And this is why it's important that we continue to use our platform. You know, I never said this, but with everything happening with us, when our Instagram went down, it was the small businesses, the new businesses, the black businesses that kept us alive. And so that's why we, no matter how big the platform gets, we want to always save space for people who are growing their brands and businesses like we were. So we appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I wish you guys should have saw her before the interview. Oh my gosh, she loves me. All right, thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.